and welcome to today's practice with me, Laura from Budding Rose Yoga. I'm really honoured that you're able to join me today. Giving yourself this practice, Vinyasa flow, we will explore dynamic movement, really weaving and connecting movement with our breath, and an opportunity for us to really stimulate our fire, our Agni, that passion, drive, determination in our belly, so that we can really come back to a sense of self, really come back to a sense of identity, self-worth, of self-power, and from this place, connecting to our truest, authentic self. So really beginning to cultivate a sense of inner trust, of inner knowing. I'd like to invite you to join me in a seated position. So coming into a seated position with your feet crossed, I'm sitting on a block. If that's more comfortable for you to elevate your hips, then I recommend you try and pop onto something, to sit onto something so that you can drop your knees down. And then let your hands rest comfortably on your thighs, relaxing your elbows and your shoulders. We'll just take a couple of moments to land. If you feel more comfortable to lie down, that's okay. But I invite you, if you can, to just try for me to remain seated. Let your eyes close. Just take a moment to scan your body, releasing any tension that you might be holding around your face, your jaw. Swallow and release your throat. Relaxing your shoulders, your elbows. Bringing softness into your hips and thighs. Let us bring our attention to our breath now. Begin to watch it as it enters the body through the nose, and how it leaves the body through the nose. Breathing in, expanding belly, ribs and shoulders. Breathing out to empty the belly, ribs and shoulders. A real sense of expansion as you breathe in, and drawing in and contracting as you breathe out. Take 5 more like that. Breathe in, expand. Breathe out to draw in. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more breaths. And then from here, start to bring your attention to your fingertips. Gently moving into your hands, let them join together in front of your heart. And really honouring yourself, honouring this time you dedicated to yourself today. What is it that you need from your practice? Take a moment to set your sankalpa. I also ask that you dedicate your practice, your energy to someone else today. Maybe there's someone that you know of that could really do with some support, some strength, love. Bring them into your mind's eye. And see if you can really offer up your practice to them today. And then from here, gently blink your eyes open. Welcome back. Take the right hand to the floor, away from the body, walk the fingers away and bring the palm into the mat. And bend into the elbow if that feels good for you. Take the shoulder away from your ear. We'll scoop the left arm overhead, reaching from the hip to the fingertips. And trying as best as you can to keep grounding through the base of the body, so the sitting bones, the backs of the thighs, back backs of the knees. And then gently change. Right hand to the floor. Soften into the elbow and shoulder as the left arm scoops overhead. And just noticing if you're collapsing forward. We really want to be trying to expand under, drawing and rotating the heart forward and underneath the right arm. Come on back to center. From here I'm going to take my block away. If you're sitting on something, remove it to the side. And then hands behind you, fingers pointing forward. And if you're comfortable to do so, begin to draw the shoulder blades together, squeezing the back body, elbows hugging back. And if this feels enough, you're going to stay here. And if you can, point the knees forward in space. If you feel able to do so, you could lift your hips, taking the weight off the hips into the hands. And then look up to the sky. Keep the back of the neck long and engaged. We'll stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly bring the hips to the floor, bring the chin to the chest. And then we'll guide the hands out in front and come into a forward fold. Creeping the fingers forward and try not to come off your hips here. So keep sending your sitting bones back and down. Rounding the back if that feels good. And then drop the head down in between the arms. Breathing into your back body. Breathe into your lower back. Into the back of the ribs. The shoulder blade, the back of the neck. And then come on gently back to seated. From here, when you're ready, I invite you to bring the feet back. Come onto all fours into tabletop. And then from here into cat-cow. Take as many rounds as feels good for you. Again, I really want you just to connect with movement with your breath. So as you breathe in, pull the shoulders back, lift the chest and the tailbone, look forward. And as you exhale, round the spine, press the floor away, look towards your belly. Continue like that. Slow and steady breaths in. Complete and empty breaths out. Let's take 2 more. Breathe in, pull the shoulders back. And then shoulder blades away from each other as you round the spine. One more time, deep breath. And then come to neutral. Let's from here creep into downwards facing dog. So taking the hands slightly forward, in your own time and way, tucking the feet under, lifting the knees, sending the hips nice and high. And again, I want you to just offer some movement. Maybe bending the knees and walking out your feet, if that feels good. Shaking out your head, let go of any residue tension that might be sitting in the back of the neck. And then rise up onto the balls of the feet, so the heels lift off the floor. And then send the heels to the ground as you press the chest back. Let's see if we can do that with breath. Inhale, rise up. Then exhale, send the heels down. One more time, lift the heels. And exhale, send them down. And then with soft knees, look forward, begin to walk your feet slowly forward. Take your time, no hurry, there's absolutely no rush. And then once you come forward into a forward fold, let your feet be about hips width and let your knees be bent here. Hips lifted to sky, head heavy, and maybe we could grab opposite elbows, opposite forearms, and then just let your head dangle in between your upper arms. And you can even be still here, or if it feels really nice to move, you can maybe just sway either side to side or forward and back. Whatever movement feels necessary. And then from here, releasing arms, let them dangle on the floor or in space. And then we'll slowly roll up to stand. Keep the knees nice and soft, arms heavy. Head is the last thing that you lift. And then eventually stand really tall. Lift up through the side body, so you're lifting away from the hips. But equally, the lower body body is grounding down. So really root down through the feet, into the arches, lifting. And then let your thighs activate as you hug the muscle in toward the bone. So there's a real sense of drawing everything in. Let's take the arms up, deep breath in. And then hands together, exhale. One more time like that. Breathe in and lengthen, reach up. And exhale, hands together. Breathe in and reach to sky. This time fold forward, bend the knees and bring the hands down. Bend your knees so that your hands can find the ground. Hands to the shins as you look forward, half lift. Bring the hands down and fold. And then from here, take the left hand out in front of you. And if you feel like you are unable to do this, take your hand onto a block. So left hand down in front of the feet, bend the left knee. The right leg is lengthening if possible, and then take the right hand to the hip. I really want you to press the floor away and expand your ribs to the right side. You can either stay here or take the right arm up to ceiling. And if you're comfortable, look up to your thumb. Try and see it with your left eye. Reaching, strong and engaged. Final breath. And then slowly look down, take the right hand to the floor, bend the knees. Same on the other side, so right hand to mat, bend the right leg, left leg straight. The left hand to the hip, press the floor away so you're rotating through the ribs, shoulders. And then if you feel comfortable, take the left arm up to the sky. Reaching. Maybe look up, see your thumb with your right eye. Stay for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. And then from here, if your feet aren't together, bring them slightly together. Then we'll roll back up to stand, soft knees. Good, inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, bring the hands down. Half lift, either hands to shins or keep them to the mat as you look forward. Fold, take the weight into the left foot. Take a big step back with your right foot. Take as long as you can to do that. So slow and steady, controlled step back. Bring the right knee to the floor, point your toes back. Let your arms sweep to the sky, breathe in. Breathe out, downwards facing dog, hands down, left foot steps back in space. Into plank, creep forward. Take an inhale as you move forward the shoulders. As you exhale, come back downwards facing dog. I'll do that one more time. Breathe in, come to plank. Breathe out, downwards facing dog. Take the weight into the left leg, take the right leg to sky. Keep your hips square, broaden the sole of your right foot. Take the knee to the nose, move the shoulders forward. Step the foot between palms and drop the left knee down. Point your toes, arms sweep to sky, breathe in. Breathe out, hands down, left foot moves forward, forward fold. From here, take chair pose, deep bend in the knees, let the arms sweep forward and up. And really try and curl your tailbone under, squeezing the inner thighs. Let's catch the hands behind the back and fold forward. Interlace the fingers and fold along the length of your legs. Keep your arms where they are, but bend your knees, look forward, drop your hips, chair pose, peel your chest away from your thighs. Let's fold forward, keep the arms behind your back. And then sweep the ground with fingers, bend the knees, look forward, chair pose. Let's try that again. So catch the hands behind and fold, interlace your fingers. Keep the arms where they are, bend knees, look forward, breathe in. Breathe out, fold, keep your arms behind your back. Inhale, reach fingers to sky, bend your knees, chair pose. Hands to the floor, forward fold. Half lift, prepare, look forward. The exhale, take the weight into the right foot, super slowly, left leg lifts up and back. Take your time to take a step back into your lunge. Left knee down, reach the arms to sky, breathe in. Breathe out, downwards facing dog.
find plank position. Breathe out, down dog, press the chest back. One more time, breathe into plank. Breathe out, downwards facing. Inhale, left leg rises. Keep your hips square. Broaden the sole of your left foot, your toes are pointing down. And then hug knee to chest, come forward to loaded plank and bring the foot through. Right knee down, point your toes back, let your arms sweep to sky, inhaling. Exhaling, hands down, right foot forward, forward fold. Again from here, Utkatasana, bend the knees, reach the arms high. If you have your knees together, squeeze your inner thighs together. If your feet are apart, that's okay. Really try to contain the inner thighs and draw in from the lower tummy. Sweep the arms to ceiling. From here into forward fold, take the feet a little bit wider, hips width. And we'll take the hands under the feet, so slide them under your toes. Pada Hastasana. Trying to bring your toes toward the crease of your wrists. Bend your knees as much as you need. I really want you to find this deep flexion from the hip, and maybe your belly resting against your thighs. So being here rather than up here, right, with your back rounded. Try and soften so that you can lengthen the back. And then if you can, inhale, peel your spine forward. And then exhale, fold, hug on your feet and drop the head down. We'll do that again. Breathe in, peel your spine away from your thighs. And then exhale, hug on the feet and fold. Now stay in your fold. Maybe the arms are bent. Try and lengthen the neck away from your shoulders. Hips nice and high. 2. And 1. And then lift the heart, look forward, release your hands one by one. Bring the feet slightly closer together. And then the hands are going to be on the floor in front of you. From here, if we can take the weight into the left leg and take the right leg out to the side. As high as you can. You got this. And then bring it back, hover, and then take it away. Lift it up, and then draw it back. And again, out to your right side. Try and keep it in line with your hip. So it's not moving behind you, it's moving right out to the side. Bring it back. And then one more time out to the side and then hold it there. Hold it 3, 2, and 1. Good, come back to center. If you need to pause in between, that's totally okay. Okay, so weight into the right foot. If you can, left leg, keep it straight as you can to keep it active. And then you're going to take your left leg out to the side, in line with your hip, in line with your right foot. And then creep it back. And take it away for 2. Creep it back. Take it away for 3. Creep it back. We've got one more. Hold it out to the side. Hold it, hold it, hold it. For 3, 2, and 1. Come back. Bend your knees. And then with your knees bent, turn your toes out to the width of your mat. Come down to Malasana. Come down to squat. Hands together. Elbows press the knees away. And this is going to feel amazing right now. Just releasing your thighs. Releasing any tension in the hip. Okay. So we're going to come back into a forward fold. Lift the hips up nice and high. Keep your feet behind your wrists. Now if you need to, I want you to take a block. If you need to, you're going to bring your hands onto the block, okay? Otherwise, hands on the floor. And we're going to do our best here. And I know that you're going to do that. You're going to do your best to take the weight into the hands and the left leg. And as you peel your right foot off the floor, lift up from the head of the hip. So it's almost like you're pulling your femur bone into the hip joint to lift the foot off the ground. Yeah, can you see the hip is lifting? So rather than just try and lift your foot off the floor, see if you can lift your hip and let the movement come from here. And then from here, if we can, we're going to tap the back of the right wrist. going to be insanely difficult, right? I know that, but I want you to try. Try your best. Keep hugging up from the head of the hip, tapping the back of the wrist for 5. Keep trying. 4, 3, shoulders are forward. 2, and 1. Bring the foot down. Oh, do whatever you need to release just for a moment. And then we're going to do that on the other side. Otherwise you're going to be wonky, right? And you don't want to be wonky. There's nothing wrong with being wonky, but you know what I mean, right? So weight in the hands. Take the weight slightly forward here. So you're not sitting back. You're moving forward and compressing into the chest and into the belly. Weight into the right foot. Again, from the back of the hip, the head of the femur is going to hug into the hip joint to lift the foot off the floor. Do your best. And then if you can, tap the back of your left wrist. Keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then release. Again, feet wide, turn your toes out, bend your knees, come down to squat. And I do this because I love you, right? I do this because I care, I promise. Right. So from here, let's come back into our forward fold. So hands down, hips lift up. Bring the feet a little bit closer together. Come onto tips of fingers or bring your hands to shins. Half lift, breathe in. Take the weight into the left foot as you exhale, right leg lifts up. Standing split. It's a transition, okay? We're not going to be here too long. I want you to transition slowly back into your lunge. So bending the left knee, look forward. This can be done with the right knee on the floor. If you can, keep the knee lifted. Powerful front thigh. Beautiful. From here, let's take the arms forward and up. Deep breath in. And your thigh is going to be on fire right now, and that's okay. Breathe. Lower the hands to the floor. Keep the feet where they are and extend your front leg. Lift the heart, deep breath. And exhale, fold. And again, breathe in and lengthen. Breathe out and fold. Take the weight forward into the front foot, bend the front knee. And again, we're going to transition forward into a balance, standing splits. I know, right? Keep reaching through your toes. You've got this. One more breath. And then look forward if you can. Keep your right foot off the floor, bring the knee in toward your belly. Bend your supported knee. And as you come up to standing, gather your right shin in toward the chest. Keep lifting, broaden the sole of your foot. Powerful left leg pressing down and then lifting up through the spine. You're doing amazing. Take another breath. Let the arms reach up, lengthen through fingertips. Extend the right leg back. Lower the hands to the floor, standing splits. Take your time. Trust yourself. Explore the space. Beautiful. And then big step back with the right foot. Bend the left knee, look forward. Weight into the hands. Take the left leg through and up to three-legged dog. Keep the hips square and the foot broad. Breathe in. Bring the knee to the nose as you exhale. Step the foot through between palms. Drop the right knee down. Oh. Let your arms reach up. Lengthen, reach to the sky. Let's take the right hand to the floor and come into a twist. The left arm is still reaching up here. Turn the chest to the left. And maybe the left arm reaches behind. If you feel comfortable to do so, you could curl your right foot off the floor and catch a hold of it into your left hand. And then if you naturally want to gravitate onto the outside edge of your left foot, that's okay, yeah? If there's room to come to the right forearm, you could lower down. But keep moving the front of the pelvis slightly forward to open the front of the hip and the right thigh. Breathe into that space. breath. And then gently release the hold of the foot. Let's come to lizard. And that might be that your forearms are down. That might be that you're on your hands. But keep your back knee on the ground if you can. Beautiful, take another breath. And then from here, come off the right knee, tuck the toes under. Left foot's going to move back now, we'll come into forearm plank. So if you're on your hands, you can step back to plank and then come down to the elbows, that's okay. But can you see, I really want you to round your upper back here, so don't collapse down. Push the floor away, draw your tailbone under. Steady breath. You're doing amazing. And let's walk the feet forward. Keep the head off the floor. Lift the hips to the sky. Dolphin position. You keep pressing the chest back, so you're looking back towards your feet. Make sure your head is nice and free and loose between your arms and it's off the ground. Press the forearms into your mat. Lift the shoulders away from the floor. Steady breath. 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees down. And curl your toes. Child's pose. Put the fingers forward. And when you're ready, return into downwards facing dog. Breathe in through the nose. Blubber the lips as you exhale. One more time, breathe in. Blubber the lips. Look to top of mat, lift heels, bend knees. And either step or hop your feet forward. Tips of fingers as you inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold forward. Come all the way up to stand, reach the arms to sky, breathe in. Hands together in front of the heart, breathe out. Let's keep going. Let the arms reach to sky, lengthen. Tip forward and fold, exhale fully. Half lift, look forward in space. And as you fold, take the weight into the right foot, left leg lifts to sky, standing splits. Try to be as mindful as you can. Try not to rush it. Try not to constantly rush to the next movement. And then super slowly, like you're in slow motion, take a step back, bending the front knee, lift the chest. Remember your option to bring the back knee down, that's okay. From here, let's see if we can reach the arms to sky. Deep breath. And let your hips be the seat of your spine, which they are, yeah? So heaviness and grounding through the lower body. Spaciousness, room and energy, lengthening above. And then lower the hands, keep the feet where they are if you can, the back heel lifted. And then send the hips to sky and let your body fold along the length of the right leg. Breathe in and expand, look forward. And then breathe out and fold. And again, deep breath in. And deep breath out. One more time, lift. And fold. Bend the front knee, take the weight forward, standing splits. Go on, you can do this. Left leg rises up. And then bring the left knee towards your belly, look forward. Bend your supported knee. If you can get away with it, keep the foot off the floor and come up to stand. Hands support the left shin. Lift up. And as much as you're lifting, you're grounding down. Your right leg powerful, your right foot super glued to your mat. From here, let the arms reach up by your ears, fingers to sky. We're going to come back into standing split. Can you experience a moment of suspension? Extend your leg behind you. At the same time, you pivot forward and let the hands find the floor. But there's no hurry. There's no rush, and if you collapse, that's okay. Woo. Take a big step back with the right foot. And then we're going to sweep the right leg through to standing splits. Sorry, into three-legged dog. So take the right leg through and up. Square off the hips, broaden the foot. Bring the knee to nose and step the foot between palms. And then drop the left knee down. From here, just keep the left hand to the floor and take the right arm to sky and open into a twist. Then reach the right fingers behind you. Maybe look towards your thumb if that feels comfortable. And if it feels okay to do so, curl your left foot off the floor, maybe into your hand. Maybe that space is there, maybe it isn't. Whatever your body feels like offering you today. But I want you to try your best to move the pubic bone forward in space. So we're really lengthening the left thigh, opening into the left hip. And if it feels intuitive, you can come down to the forearm. And on the other side, I let myself roll out onto the outer foot on the front leg. And if that feels good for you, you could do that. Keep hugging in. Spin your heart open. Beautiful, one more breath. Gently release your back leg. And then from here, either both hands to the floor inside a foot or maybe the forearms. So we come into our lizard, baby lizard. Okay, let's from here come into plank, forearm variation. Tuck the left toes under, lift the left knee, and really draw in from the lower tummy. Lift the hips and send the right foot back. Heels away, shoulders forward. Keep pressing, keep lifting into the upper back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then walk your feet forward, dolphin position. Head is free and loose. Try as much as you can to keep your legs straight here. And if that means you're more in a forearm dog, then that's okay. Keep pressing the chest back to open your shoulders. For 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees down. Arms by your side, hands by your feet, child's pose. When you're ready, gently lift the hands, walk them out in front, come into downward facing dog. Let the hips lift to sky, send the heels towards your mat, chest pressing backward. And you really want to feel this sense of energy moving away from your hands, like you're pressing the floor away, but equally the floor is pressing you away. This is reciprocal exchange rather than collapsing down. Press and engage. The front ribs hugging in. Inner thighs lifting. Steady breath. Let's take our weight into the left foot. Take the right leg to sky. And this time point your toes and let your leg turn out. From here, bend the right knee. And if it feels good to do so, maybe just take some circles into the joint. And that might be a really small movement. So imagine there's a paintbrush on your knee, right? You're trying to make circles with your knee, but the movement comes from the hip. And then change direction. And then lift and hold. The chest is pressing back, the weight is equal between hands. Knee is nice and high. From here, let's see if we can come to wild thing. So the right foot's going to drop back behind the left leg. Take the weight into the left hand as you pivot onto the outside edge of the left foot. Right arm can reach up, or you can reach it all the way forward, overhead. Lift your hips to the sky and breathe into your front body. Long and slow, steady breaths. From here, begin to look to the left thumb and slowly come back to your split dog. So right hand down, right knee lifts. And then from here, thread the right leg to the left for fallen triangle. So underneath your left arm, pivot your left heel down. Take the foot as high as you can, maybe as high as your hands. Weight into the right, left arm reaches the ceiling. I really want you to press into the outside edge of your back foot here. And press the floor away, lift your hips as high as you can. Steady breath. And take the left hand to the floor, come onto the ball of your back foot. From here, thread the right leg to sky, deep breath in. Bring the knee to the nose and bring the foot through between palms, exhale. Let's pivot the back heel to the floor and we'll take Virabhadrasana to Warrior Two. Left arm reaches back, right arm reaches forward in space. So think about this powerful position and everything you're trying to find from it. The strength from the lower body, support from the ground, support and structure from Mother Earth, energy rising up, offering you whatever it is that you need. Space, trust, inner knowing. Reaching the fingers away, one more breath. And then extend the front leg. Let's come back into reverse triangle. So left arm reaches back, right arm reaches to sky. But don't collapse back. Lift up, reach your right arm up so that you're lifting away from your hips. And then from here, let's come to center and into Trikonasana, reaching forward first. And then take the hand down either to the shin, block, or even to the floor if that feels available to you, but don't overreach it, don't stretch it if it feels unavailable. Left arm to sky. Look up and see your thumb with your right eye. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more breath. And then slowly look down. Let's bend the front knee, Warrior Two. Come all the way back up. From here, let the hands find the mat. Frame the front foot, lift the back heel. We're going to take our weight forward now. Almost like we're coming back into a standing split. But as you lift your left leg behind you, keep it parallel to the floor. Both hands out in front under shoulders. Broaden the foot, hips square. You can bring your block underneath the hands here if you need to. So let's see if we can come into revolved triangle. Left hand's going to stay down. Right hand comes to the right hip. And with doing so, an invitation to spin your shoulder back and your chest to the right. We need to make that leg in the air so strong and active right now. It wants to drop down because I know it's tiring, right? And the leg's going to fatigue. But the more active it is, the more sense it makes, I promise. You're going to stay here and take the right arm to sky. If you feel like a superhero, look up to your thumb. Keep that leg in the air super strong. You've got this. 2, 2, and 1. Right hand down. Woo, big step back. Let's come to plank, right foot back. Breathe in. And then lower the knees as you exhale, come all the way down through the thighs, the hips and the belly. Breathe into cobra. Breathe out to fold. And again, peel the shoulders back. Breathe out, fold forward. Inhale last time. And exhale, relax. Tuck the toes under, lift the knees, and press back into downwards facing dog. Again, inhale through your nose, and then blubber the lips. One more time. Take the weight into the right leg, take the left leg to sky, point your toes. The hip isn't actually turning out, and that's okay, and then bend your knee, maybe the ankles flex. Imagine there's a paintbrush on your knee, and then imagine you can just draw some really beautiful circles. Even if it doesn't feel like a circle, right? But the movement coming from the hip. Change direction. It can be as small or as big. It really doesn't matter. And then to stillness. The knee is high, the hip is open. From here into wild thing. So the left foot's going to slowly step behind the right leg. Weight into the right hand. Keep your left knee bent, your right leg straight. And then lift the hips and reach forward. Keep lifting out of your hips. Keep reaching and pressing the floor away through your feet. And then slowly look to your right thumb. As you spin back onto the left hand, left knee lifts up. For the left knee to your right side, so hug it across. Come onto the inside edge of your right foot, and then thread your left leg through. Right arm reaches to sky, fallen triangle. Back foot active, lift the hips. So rather than here, it's going to be harder. Press and lift. Beautiful, one more breath. And then from here, three-legged dog. Take the right hand down, ball of back foot. And thread the left leg all the way through and up. Knee to nose, step the foot between palms, Virabhadrasana 2. Back heel to the mat, wiggle your arms open and take a breath. A well-deserved sigh. Strong arms. Slow and controlled breath. From here, let the front leg extend. Press actively down into your feet and then lift and lengthen through your side body. Reverse warrior. Take the left hand, the right hand to the back leg, left arm up, but try not to sink and collapse. We don't want to do that. We want to lift out and expand. So that might mean the movement is really small for you, and that's okay. Come back to center, breathe in. And as you exhale, reach forward. Rotate the pelvis over the front thigh first, and then take the hand down for Trikonasana. Again, you can be to shin, you can be on block, or you can be on the mat if that makes sense for you. But this doesn't mean you're doing more yoga, right? Even if you're up here, it's still your practice. Yeah, so coming into that trust, again, that knowing that what you're doing right now is exactly what you need to be doing. Yeah, that inner trust of where you are. From here, let's look to floor, bend the knee for warrior 2. And then take the hands to the floor to transition off the back foot. So lift the heel and then walk your hands out in front of you. Right leg lifts up. Again, if you can, try and roll the head of the right hip down. Broaden the sole of the foot, that's going to help you keep the leg active. If you need to be on a block, that's completely okay. Right hand stays on the ground, left hand to the hip. And then begin to peel the left shoulder back. Left elbow points to the sky. Maybe this is where you're going to hang out. Or your left arm reaches up, palm facing the same way that you're looking. Keep reaching and lengthening. Leg in the air is active. Staying for 2. 1, left hand down. Woo, big step back. Come to plank, left foot moves back in space. Breathe in, we hold. Exhale, if you want chaturanga or knees, chest and chin. This time, let's make a pillow for the head. Take the heels to the inner ankles together, big toes together, and then let the heels just flop out to the side. Head relaxed. And just sitting with whatever sensation you're experiencing. Feeling in your belly, vibrating of your heartbeat, the rapid rhythm of your breath. Just allow it all to be. When you're ready, come on back to child's pose. And then from here, let's creep back into downwards facing dog. If you need to stay here any longer, that's completely okay. It's going to actively press the floor away and let the floor press you away. It's like you're having an argument with the ground. You're resisting it and it's resisting you. It's helping you find strength. Yeah. Take the weight into the left leg, take the right leg to sky. This time I want you to keep your hips square. Really broad right foot. Hug your inner thighs together. Bring the knee to the nose. Step the foot between palms. And let's drop the left knee to the ground, point the toes back. From here, I want you to really find this connection with your right waist, your right ribs, and your right thigh. Keep a hold of that for me. Don't let that slide away or move away from each other as you begin to send the hips back and extend the front leg. And if you want, let the toes come off the floor. And my knee's gonna stay bent here. And then come forward, keep that connection, breathe in. And then send the hips back, exhale. And again, breathe in. Breathe out. Keep the breath moving, but stay in half splits. If you feel there's room, press the back of the knee to the floor, but don't force it. Belly to thigh, maybe the head to the shin. And then let's take the weight forward, back into the foot. And from here, perhaps exploring Hanumanasana, so splits. I like to use a block. If you don't have a block at home, you can use anything. You can use a couple of books. You can use a towel, a cushion, a pillow. Be creative. I'm sure you're going to have something really handy. So I want you to, if you're able to, you're going to creep your right foot forward and walk your left knee back. I like to bring the block underneath the belly of my front thigh. This helps me just find a little bit more support so I can lift up and lengthen out of my hips. And then over time, if you feel able and comfortable to do so, you begin to move the block to the side and let gravity do the work for you. It really depends on where you're at.
If you're still in half splits, that's still amazing. Again, this doesn't mean that I'm doing yoga better or I'm doing more yoga. We're all experiencing our truth in our practice. So I really want you to embody that and own it. Let's take another breath. And then slowly let's bend the front knee. So you're going to slide the right foot back. From here, come off the back knee, tuck the back toes under. And we're going to explore side plank. Any variation. If you can, keep the back leg straight, come onto the outer edge of back foot. You're either going to step your front foot back, or if you can, take your peace fingers around your big toe and extend the leg to the sky. If that's unavailable, feet together or feet staggered back of mat, lift the hips. And if you feel okay, look up to your thumb, see it with your left eye. Breathe. Amazing, look to your left thumb, right hand down. Creep into plank, breathe in. Chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Exhale. Inhale, upwards facing or cobra. Downwards facing dog. Exhale. A few moments here. Don't feel like you need to rush. Just check in. How do the legs feel? How does the right leg feel? How does your left leg feel? And if you feel good to go, weight into the right foot, left leg up. Keep your hips square, your left foot broad. Knee to nose. Bring the foot between palms. And then drop the right knee down. So again, I want you to try and find that outer waist and outer rib connection with your left thigh. Breathe in as you stay forward. And as you breathe out, send the hips back and keep that connection, don't lose it. Breathe in to move forward. Breathe out to fold. We'll do that again. Breathe in and breathe out. This time stay in your fold. If you can and you're comfortable, press the back of the left knee down and let the head bow to the shin. Slowly come back into your lunge. Setting up for splits. So again, if your splits is here, that's still okay, that's still amazing. If you are working with Vinyasa, moving forward into that shape, so the left foot forward, walking the right knee and foot back. Again, I like to use a prop under the thigh, and it just gives me so much more support rather than dropping into the space with panic, right? Do it in stages. That's why it's so important not to rush these things. And splits cannot be rushed. So lifting the ribs above the pelvis. Just see how you feel here, check in. And if you're super comfortable to try it, you could take the block away and let gravity move you down into the space. One more breath. And then weight into the hands. Thread the left foot back. Take the weight into the foot and then come off the back knee. Tuck the toes under. And we come back into plank. Left foot back. Breathe in. Lower, exhale. Pressing through and up. Downwards facing dog. From here, I invite you to find your way to seated. Either bring your knees down or hop forward to your seat, your choice. How you doing? You okay? Okay. So from here, I'm going to ask you to come into a wide straddle. So taking the feet wide, doesn't matter how far they go. Again, just finding that place that works for you. And if you're comfortable, if you're okay to do so, just guiding your hands slightly forward. And if this is where you're at, then that's absolutely fine. If you have more room, walking out, exploring what feels available, and trying your best to ensure that you don't put unnecessary strain on your knees by allowing them to roll inward. There may be a natural roll, of an internal rotation. Well, we're in external rotation here, but the thigh bones may naturally want to move forward, and that's natural and okay. But just making sure that your knees aren't in unnecessary torsion because they're being exploited. And if you wanted to use a prop here, you could. We're going to be here for maybe a minute. So wherever you need to be, either placing something under your head, under your forehead, or under your chest. Just noticing the rhythm of your breath, allowing it to slow down. Last few moments. Start to slowly take weight back into your hands and lift up to your seat. From here, begin to take your hands and scoop them under your knees from behind, and then begin to lean back so that you can drag the heels together and slowly bring the inner ankles and knees back together. Wrap your arms. And if it feels nice, just let yourself fold forward. It's going to feel super nice. And then slowly, when you're ready, lifting up to your seat. So I'm going to give you a couple of options now, and it might be that you just choose to skip this next little bit and come straight to your relaxation, and that's completely okay depending on where you feel, where you're at, your energy levels. Or we can maybe have a chance to practice an inversion, okay? So you can either come to the wall here if you want to practice your headstand at the wall, that's completely okay. Or if you have a lot of room around you, or you have an environment which you can adapt to make really soft and supportive. So if you were to fall, you have lots of soft things to support you, like cushions, duvets, and that kind of thing. So we've done an awful lot of work with the hamstrings lengthening. So maybe we can have a little play with coming into headstand with splits. So I'll quickly show you how that might look. And again, it's just an offering. And for today, I'm going to use tripod headstand. If you feel more comfortable in supported headstand, then that's completely okay. But for today's practice, I'm going to use the tripod variation. So bringing your hands shoulder width like you would for tabletop, downwards facing or plank, spreading the fingers, the index finger is pointing forward. Crease of the wrist is also parallel to the top line of your mat. And then bring the chin in, and you really want to try and find the most comfortable part of the top of the head to rest your weight on. That might be a little bit further back, toward the center or toward the front. It really depends on the shape of your skull, but try and avoid the hairline so you're not compressing the back of the neck.
So chin in, head down, tuck the toes and lift the knees and walk your feet in. And you can either float the legs up together. If you have that, that's completely okay. Or you can bring one or both knees in toward the chest at the same time. And then in your own time, slowly extend the legs to the sky. If you're just happy to practice headstand today, that's completely okay. Or if you wanted to practice your splits, beginning to bend the right knee. And as you do that, you're going to point the right knee forward and send the left leg behind you. So it's almost like you're a deer jumping through the night. You're either going to stay here or extend your right leg forward so you can see your right toes. Keep sending the feet away from each other, inner thighs reaching apart. And then slowly come back, bend the front leg, left leg reaches to sky, and then slide the right foot up. And try that on the other side if you can, if you wish. Bend the left knee, point the knee forward first, and then right leg extends behind you. You're going to stay here, or extend the front leg. Inner thighs reaching away, point your toes. You're nearly there. Bend the front knee. Right leg toe, right toes point up. Slide the left foot to sky. And then slowly with your feet flexed, hips hug back, float the feet down. Knees to the floor, hips to the heels, arms by your side, child's pose. So take your time to explore those shapes.
Knowing that you can always pause this video and take your time to practice, to have fun, to be playful, to be high-spirited, and also to trust yourself, and also trust the process. So if you fall, you get back up, and if you fall again, you get back up. You just keep getting back up. And when you're ready, after you've had some time of exploration, make sure you take some time out in child's pose. Make sure you do that. Resting the skull, rest the cervical spine. And then when you're ready in your own time, I'm going to ask you to lie down on your backs and we'll prepare for relaxation. So when you're ready, come to lie down. Bring the knees in towards you, give yourself a big hug, a big squeeze. If you want to take any last movement here, any shapes that you need to explore, then that's completely fine. If you feel there's any part of you unattended, then see to those spaces with love and compassion. Otherwise we'll come into a twist. And I'm going to invite you into eagle legs. So taking the feet to the floor together with your knees bent. Cross your right leg over your left. Let the foot dangle down to the outer left ankle. Inner thighs roll together. Your left foot's going to stay on the floor. Lift your hips up. And then move your hips toward the right long side of your mat. And let your knees fall to the left side of your mat.
Left hand to the knee if that feels good. Right arm reaches away from the body. And then slowly come back to center. Realign your hips. Uncross the right leg. So inner feet together, inner knees together. Left leg crosses over the right. Let your foot dangle down to the outer right ankle. So you squeeze your inner thighs together. Press down through your right foot, the one on the ground, and lift your hips up. Keep your foot where it is, but move your hips to the left long side of your mat. And your knees are going to naturally fall to the right side. Right hand can be on the knee to guide them down. And then left arm away. Slowly return, knees point up, realign the hips. And then extend the legs out. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Let your arms be wherever they need to be. And we'll take Shavasana now. And letting go of any effort you've had over your breath. Any effort you've maintained over your mind. Give yourself permission to completely and utterly let go. Slowly invite your attention to this space, back to your body. Let there be gentle movement, reawaken into your physical form. Maybe reaching your arms behind you as you take a deep breath. Sigh out. And gather the knees in and give yourself the biggest hug. When you're ready to do so, come up to your seat. With your eyes closed, bring your palms together. And again, an offering to yourself, this joining together of your mind, your spirit, and your body, the union of your authentic self, coming into power. And through doing so, embodying your sense of worth, trusting your instinct, trusting your gut feeling, trusting that you're on the right path, and trusting that everything has its place. Trusting that you deserve to be here. Let's bring our attention to the individual that we perhaps chose to dedicate our practice to today. Bring them into your mind's eye, and all of the energy that you've manifested, can you offer it up to them? That they might find strength, and that they may find inner trust. And let's together come to our chant. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Take a deep breath. Exhale out. Inhale to chant. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hare Om. We offer our gratitude to these moments, giving us this time to practice. Gratitude to our incredible body for taking us through this lifetime, for showing us strength, for showing us the ability to change, for showing us the ability to be malleable and adaptable, resilient. And gratitude for Mother Earth, for holding us, for remaining strong. And I show and share my gratitude with you. Thank you so much for joining me today, for uplifting me and giving me so much joy and happiness. Love and blessings. Namaste.